Hello, my friends, and thank you so much for being here. I hope you're having a really great day so far. So, my grandma turns 99 later this week, which is a really amazing milestone. And I admire her so much. She's gone through so much in her life, as you can imagine. And she's just really resilient and strong and determined. And I like to think that some of those traits have been passed down to me as part of her legacy. But it got me thinking, all of her friends have passed away, and my grandpa's been gone for a number of years as well. And she's very hard of hearing, so she can't really participate in conversations like she used to. And, she lives in a home with lots of other people, but I don't know, like I think she's in her head a lot. And my heart goes out to her because that would be a really challenging way to live all the time. And not to say that she doesn't have people around her. I just think with not being able to hear conversations as well as she probably want to, I'm sure she's just in her head a lot. And it's got me thinking, at the end of the day and at the end of our life, really who's with us all the time? And it's ourselves. And it got me thinking about the fact that we need to be better friends to ourselves. And in reality, we need to be our own best friends. And sometimes we forget about that. We put out so much energy to our friends and our family, and we forget that we need to be our own best friend. Because, like I said, at the end of the day, no matter what we're going through and no matter how many people we're surrounded with, it's really up to us to be resilient and strong and resourceful and have our own backs. And it just got me thinking about how potentially we can strengthen our relationship with ourselves. And the first thing is really giving ourselves permission to do that. Give ourselves permission to feel our emotions, feel our thoughts, our feelings, really be present and in our body, and really give ourselves permission and time to do that at least once a day. So something that I talk about a lot is placing your hands over your heart at least once per day, just again to remember that you're there for yourself. It could even involve giving yourself a hug or holding yourself and being really patient, kind, and gentle to yourself as you do this, just as you would to a child. And we don't often be present in our own bodies. And so I really thought that that was really important and critical. The other thing, I really enjoy my own company. And so I do make intentional time for myself to be alone without distractions. And this could look like sitting quietly by myself for 10 minutes, just on the couch, maybe feet up the wall. I encourage you to do that and just no distractions. Just turn off your phone, don't read anything, just kind of just sit there and see what you notice. Get really curious about what you're feeling and why, especially if you're feeling uncomfortable doing that. Why do you feel uncomfortable, do you think? Notice about how you feel about being in stillness and quiet with no distractions for a few minutes. I know for me, afterwards, I always feel more calm and centered. The other thing that I think is really important, and I don't think we do enough, is taking ourselves out on a date, like a real one, to a restaurant or an art show or a movie, and just spend some time with ourselves. Have you ever done this, or does it make you feel uncomfortable? I would really encourage you to try this and just notice again how this makes you feel. And if you feel uncomfortable, just lean into it anyways. See if after a few minutes you feel less uncomfortable. And just be really curious about why you think that is, and be really curious about all the things that you are feeling and experiencing. Notice how you feel after the date. I know for me, I always feel recharged and ready to have a conversation with someone other than myself, but I really enjoy doing that. I think another thing is to really acknowledge ourselves for what we love ourselves for. So I invite you to write down 5 things you love about yourself and actually write them down. Don't just think about them. And again, notice how those make you feel. I would also ask yourself what your closest friends would say are your best traits. Again, just to remind yourself about all the amazing things that you do and all the amazing ways that you are. Something I encourage my clients to do is to look back at the past week and write down all your accomplishments, successes, things you're proud of at work, at home, with your fitness, with your health, with your friends or your family. Just jot down, go through your calendar and jot down all of your accomplishments and things that you're proud of. It can be really little things or it can be bigger things. Do this every week for a month and see what happens. Also, taking a mental walk back in time and see if you remember what you loved doing as a child by yourself. This is usually a really great clue about what maybe you've forgotten you love and you just set aside as you got older. And see if there's anything in that that you can maybe restart. Taking another mental walk back in time, remember the greatest hurdle or challenge you've overcome in your life to date. Journal about that. What did you learn? How are you using the lessons today? And this is a really great time to remember that you overcame this hurdle and this challenge by yourself. So remember the strength, the determination, and hard work it took to get you through to the other side. It means that you're resilient and resourceful and smart, and you have the ability to get through anything. And it means you have your own back. Often when I'm having a bit of a rough day or going through some self-doubt, I think about a challenge that I've had in my life that's, been a big challenge, like a divorce or a job loss or something like that. And I remember all the things that I've gone through and overcome by my own strength and determination. And it just kind of helps center me and ground me back into reality that I can get through whatever's going on today as well. Another great thing to do is to talk to yourself in the third person as you would with a friend. What would a close friend say to you if you're going through something? What advice would they give you about a problem or a challenge you're having? How would they talk you off the ledge or offer support? Say that to yourself. Just, and it's okay to talk out loud to yourself. I do that a lot. It's totally okay to have conversations with yourself. But again, be really compassionate, understanding, and supportive of yourself. Don't, have the usual garbage self-talk that we inflict on ourselves, but just talk to yourself as you would to a really good friend. And there's research that shows that when you talk to yourself in the third person, it's really powerful. So it would be something like saying, Vera, you're an amazing person, you can do this, and look at all the amazing things you've done in your life, and just keep going. So something along those lines you can tell yourself. I think the other thing is treat yourself well. So pamper yourself and buy yourself little gifts as you would to a friend. What do you like doing that makes you feel good, refreshed, energized, or relaxed? And these don't need to be really big or expensive things, but something like taking a bath or getting a pedicure or massage, maybe buying yourself some really awesome, amazing smelling body lotion, maybe just laying on the floor with your feet up the wall. I know that it's self-care, but more importantly, you're reminding your heart that you're special and deserve to be treated well too. Tell yourself, I love you every day, whether out loud in the mirror. So again, that's totally okay to do that, or whether you write it down on sticky notes somewhere where you can easily see it. So give yourself this reminder every day. I have stickies on my computer, my closet doors, the bathroom mirror. I even for the longest time had an affirmation taped to my steering wheel so I could see it every time I got in the car. So do whatever works best for you, but definitely tell yourself, I love you every day. Be loving and compassionate with yourself. You're doing the best you can. You're learning, you're growing, you're evolving, and that can be really messy, sticky, uncomfortable, awkward, scary, and hard. And you'll likely mess up and fall down and do something that maybe doesn't go quite as planned. But that's really part of being human, and you deserve self-love and compassion. And so just remember to be really gentle and compassionate with yourself. At the end of the day, in the middle of all the hard things that we go through, and even at the end of our life, the person that is always with us is ourselves. So it's really important to be our own best friend. Now, don't get me wrong, I am a huge supporter of friendship and connection and support from others. I know that that's critical. We need to surround ourselves with people that really uplift us and love us and share experiences with us. But despite all that, when you're going through something, you're the only one that can really get you through that. And you're the only one that can really support you and decide what you want to do next. So we need to learn to rely on ourselves first. We need to love ourselves first. We need to accept ourselves first. We need to have our own backs first. We need to understand ourselves first. And we need to be our own best friend first. Do you agree? I'd love to hear your thoughts and your comments. And what other ideas come up for you around this topic of being your own best friend? Please share that with me. I'd love to hear your ideas. Now, sometimes we need support to learn how to have our own backs. I get that. This usually starts with minimizing our self-doubt and increasing our self-confidence through getting clarity on what is most important to us or our core values. This is what I help my clients achieve, and I can help you as well. So I encourage you to book a discovery call today to learn more. As always, I'm so grateful that you're here and sharing this journey with me. I'm wishing you a really great day and a really great week, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.